Lois Lane is a crack reporter tracking down missing Kryptonian technology, but where does the trail lead? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Dr. Pepper is currently running this promotion along with a few other brands that I'm not even fully aware of. But I do know how you get these with the Dr. Pepper promo, so that link is in the description down below. Lois Lane and Clark Kent are walking through the Daily Planet newsroom. Clark is about to head off to cover the floods at Bangladesh, while Lois is off to expose the corruption, speaking truth to power. She walks across town and Mr. Hanford's security invites her up to his office, where he opens a drawer and places his hand on a pistol. She thanks him for taking the time and he responds by telling her, of course, he would like to see her. He can't let these accusations go unanswered. They pride themselves on being good corporate citizens of Metropolis. The notion that they would try to profit illegally, no less from an alien attack that could cost many people their lives, is frankly offensive. Lois reaches into her bag, which is why I wanted to give you a moment to respond to these accusations. This is a copy of the original form filled out by the foreman of the crew evacuating the site of your collapsed headquarters. As required by the Department of Homeland Security, it outlines 8 pieces of Kryptonian technology removed from the rubble. Mr. Hanford is stunned. Where did you get that? That's not the question, Mr. Hanford. The real question is, why does the one filed by your office only report 5 pieces of Kryptonian technology? And after this, why were those missing pieces discovered for sale on Darknet by a user that told me he was working for you? That's ridiculous. If some cyber criminal is trying to throw me under, he gave me a sworn and notarized statement after I showed him the photos of what Kryptonian tech did to the human beings during the attack. And the Swiss account number that paid him also belongs to the account that you used to book a trip to Kenya during your black rhino hunt. Mr. Hanford rubs his forehead with his hands and then he grabs the pistol and pulls it out, pointing it at Lois. Okay, that's a really bad idea. Oh, because it seems like the only option that you've left me. Let's not get stupid, Mr. Hanford. All of my evidence is with my editor, Perry White, and he knows I'm here. I also told Homeland Security, and they are in the process of freezing your assets, revoking your passport, and alerting every airport, seaport, and border checkpoint. Then they both hear some police sirens as they grow closer to the office. You can go down living your life in a supermax facility or possibly the death penalty for treason and murder. Or I could not mention this little lapse of judgment on your part if you gave me the identity of your buyers for a reduced sentence. I can tell your side of the story, trying to save a business and all of the people who have jobs here. That's what I was doing! Mr. Hanford stood there and he debated it. He really didn't have any other options. But then he noticed the sirens were leaving and he realized they weren't coming to arrest him. Lois jumped at him, hitting him over the head and taking his gun. Those police officers weren't for you, but I did alert Homeland Security. I will print your story as well, but I will also mention that you had multiple personal assets that you could have used that you didn't want to take the risk of losing. Then Lois called up Perry to tell him that she's fine, and everything went according to plan. A week later, Lex Luthor stood outside of Hanford Technologies. He just bought it, and he intends to keep everyone employed at the company. He doesn't understand why Hanford would want to sell Kryptonian tech when there are so many other things you could do with it. And that is the Lois Lane prequel to Batman vs. Superman. Honestly, this whole prequel series is really opening up the world of Man of Steel and the Dawn of Justice universe. I can't wait to see what's next.